I'm showing love on these beats. Believe me, certified in these streets. For Sheezy, I'll end a nigga career for talking too greasy.
I've gotten really good at censoring that out. What's going on, Porch Gang Cloud family? Your neighborhood friendly fat man.
Standing in the spotlight cause they need me. Big Bang take Lil Bang nigga with cheese.
I've gotten really good at censoring that.
Ooh, it's gonna be a long summer. Big stepping in the rain, gas louder than the thunder. Only in it for the fame, and I do what I wanna. I do what I wanna.
Shout out Maul Black and Kadish, all the guys from Calligraphy. Absolutely love those guys. Right My Wrongs is done. We gotta get the legal mumbo jumbo out the way. We about to be dropping Right My Wrongs, y'all. Get excited, it's Friday. We're going to take a little weird detour from where our normal content would be. Still cannabis related, but we're going to get into some true crime because I have found a case, well, it was actually brought to me, that I believe is the most asinine shit I've ever seen in my life. But let's hurry up and get our little hi hellos out of the way so we can take this deep dive into some true crime, cannabis style. Also, I seen Dr. Dank was in the chat. Love you, Bubba. Hope you're having a good night, man. Can't wait to have you back up on the show one of these days whenever you're ready. Let me know. We'll get that set up. Who we got in the chat? Blake Elliott. I see you. Kasha, how you doing? Mama Wolf, hello, darling. Sparks is in the chat. Congratulations. She got her keys to her new place. Been hustling out, thugging it out with 2 jobs. We see you, girl. We see you. I also see Mama Sparks in the chat. There she is. Marcus Kidder, what up? Kate motherfucking Savage. How are you doing tonight, darling? Let's see here. Shay Campbell, hello. Zach Wright. I also want to give a huge birthday shout out to their youngest, turning 7 today. Kaylee, hope you had an amazing day. I'm sorry I didn't get it on Facebook quick enough, but I will have one up here directly. I just got very sidetracked. Not to mention I've been sick for the last 3 days. Like, I'm only doing this because I love y'all. That is the only reason I'm even doing today's live, but we haven't been live for a minute. I had to come out and hang out with you guys, so be blessed. Know that I genuinely care about y'all more than I care about myself because I need to be sleeping. We got Joey in the building. Shout out Joey and KK came down to hang out. I got Hagrid outside actually working on the bourbon right now. My man's...
Hagrid, stop doing this. Work on the bourbon.
I got my man's out there. He's been out there thugging it out in the cold, rain, like putting in hours on my Suburban. Absolutely love you, dude. Thank you so much for all that you do for me because I honestly would be fucked right now. And also shout out Joey for coming down early to have another like good mechanic head on the situation and not me just back there YouTubing shit because that's been my strong point. I'm the YouTube guy, okay? I can find anything on YouTube. Don't play with me. I can find literally anything on YouTube. I've also learned a lot. Who else we got in there? Belinda Goff, what's up, girl? I see you popping in there. Vicky, hello. Very proud of you too. Vicky's been doing her thing, started her new job. Everybody leveling up. I love it. Who else we got in the chat? Did we get everybody? Did we get everyone? Oh, wait. Goodbye. That wasn't even the dad look. That would have got me for a violation. Sorry, Eminem, but no. Much as I love you and all. Alright, let's get that off there. Let me get everybody. Zach Wright, okay, Marcus Kidder said that. Alright, I'm pretty sure we've gotten a... Lenny Skinny 420, what up, bub? Glad you're able to make it in the chat tonight, Lenny. Shout out my guy. Miss Dobranetsky, I see you. Hannah, hello, how are you tonight? Amy Bruce also just passed her little birthday. So, you know what we've got to do. We did it on the 420 Live, and I butchered that because it was Green M&M's birthday, and I got sidetracked by Plug, and I accidentally said happy birthday to Amy and to Plug instead of Green M&M. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amy. Happy birthday to you. Yesterday. Oh, okay.
Kate said the adoption is final.
I know. She actually told us on the 420 Live, too. Shout out Kate motherfucking Savage. She has been putting in so much work trying to get these adoption papers to go through and to get the adoption finalized, and she has finally realized her dream. Congratulations, darling. I honestly hope that it is everything that you wanted it to be. I hope that it was completely worth all the headache and hell that you put yourself through for it. We love you. Let's see here. Did we get through everybody as far as the highs? Ty McDonald, I seen you pop in there. I'm pretty sure I said hi to Shay Campbell, but if not, hi, Shay Campbell. So somebody brought to my attention that there is a case that just finished up. It's from 2018. But a young lady and her boyfriend had been smoking. Somehow, she got up after smoking, went to the kitchen, picked up 3 different kitchen knives, came in and began to give him the old psycho treatment. 108 times. Now, as I've said before, I'm a man, and that's where the Freaky Friday comes in. It's going to be a little bit after dark, but us fellas have to switch hit because you can only do this so much before your arm starts to burn. Forearm gets, bicep gets a little something, tricep starts to get a little more defined. You're putting in work. So if you're doing this and swinging hard enough to penetrate skin, which is going to give you some resistance, she used 3 different knives, stabbing all of his vital organs and his face, and was still able to fend off a taser and everything else. I think she was possessed, okay? First off, that's a demon. She killed the dog also. See, you know what I mean? Like, I have smoked. We try to overdose on Giggle Bush, okay? Like, we have put a college effort. And now, I'm not saying that people don't have underlying mental health issues that could be exacerbated by certain medications. I want to see the developmental research that states that cannabis actually causes psychosis. I know it has been said that because it is a mind-altering substance, that it can produce some sorts, like sources of schizophrenia and stuff, and it can exacerbate that. But I want to see the actual method to their madness. I want to see the case studies. I want to see the case files where they have the proof of this. Because what they did was set one hell of a dangerous precedent. It's in California, no less. But that would mean that everyone in California now has a license to off somebody because I smoked a joint. I didn't know what I was doing. That's bullshit. Alcohol, fine. Yes, alcohol-fueled rage and the fact that you black out while drinking, yes, you can do a lot of shit while drinking and not remember you did it. I have smoked and eaten edibles and done dabs and done, I'm talking high milligram amounts of cannabis and have never blacked out to the point that I didn't remember what happened. Now, take it a step further, the 2 police reports don't even match up at all. The one says that she was found in a pool of her own blood. The other one says she was found kneeling over him. So let's take a step back here. So you went in from the kitchen. So we'll say it's a normal house. You had to walk, 40 feet, 50 feet. Went and picked up a knife. Came back over and start, doing the reverse. Never mind. Anyhow, so you're slashing, you're poking, you're doing all this. You would have to switch hands first off. And then they said that she used 3 different weapons against him, which means that was 3 other chances that she had to stop what she was doing and continue doing it. And the fact she hit all his major arteries, all his major, organs and shit, that's premeditated. You cannot tell me that she didn't go into that situation knowing what she was going to do. Or the police had to restrain her and they had to tase her and mace her and all this other shit. Well, I'm sure at that point in time, you're taking somebody's life. That wasn't the cannabis that put you in shock. That is a human being putting themselves in shock after going into a fit of rage. You know how mad you gotta be at somebody to poke them 108 times? I can't even get that mad at myself while I'm trying to do my thing. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of other cases that are like this, but this one was the one that got a lot of people because there was no jail time. 2 years, 4 years, felony probation. Felony probation, because they said that she wasn't in her right state of mind. But what about all the other, men and women that have been, shot by law enforcement, pew-pew style, that were under a psychotic break and were harming someone themselves or, threat to law enforcement, and they drop them like a bad habit. But because Little Miss White thing, who has no background, and she was more like well-to-do in their little area in society. She gets tased, maced. Don't make me do this! And then they subdue her after she just did that type of damage to somebody. And I'm the one that's in the wrong here for thinking this is fucked up? So what type of justice does the family get for that? But what type of precedent does it set for legalization in this country? Because we, as far as we've made it, with them finally recognizing it as a medication, them finally recognizing that it has healing properties, them finally recognizing that it's not near as dangerous as any of the other scheduled drugs that it's actually scheduled with, now we can use it as a way to get away with murder? John Lee, what's up, Bubba? Blue McCone, what up, Jag? Let's see here. And see, yeah, John Lee, exactly. I'm saying that more than likely whatever Giggle Bush they were using was laced, or there was an underlying mental health issue that just remained untreated, and they didn't have another explanation for why she flew off the handle because she has no background. So they're blaming the Giggle Bush, much like a lot of these traffic fatalities that they swear are caused by cannabis. They swear they are. But whenever you go check the toxicology reports, the alcohol in their fucking body is off the fucking charts, or the Xanax, or anything else that they would have had in their bodies aside from the cannabis. But naturally, it's the Giggle Bush's fault. That part makes absolutely no sense to me. More than likely, there was an underlying mental health issue, or they ended up purchasing from someone that they shouldn't have trusted, and they bought a laced bag, which was angel dust, anything. PCP, especially if she was able to fight off at her size and weight and stature, to be able to fend off being tased and roughed up by the police and everything else. That sounds like either some go fast or PCP. Because if you go look at any cases where PCP is involved, those guys, they're like weeble wobbles. You can knock them down 20,000 times, hit them with a fucking 2x4, they're going to pop right back up. That's just how that works. That's how that drug affects people. So you take someone with an underlying mental health issue and you give them now PCP that they didn't know they were going to be taking. That's a recipe for disaster. But why are we blaming cannabis? Because that's now going to set back all the fucking work that we've done over the past how long? And now it's, well, I mean, you can go into cannabis psychosis and kill people. That's going to be the biggest fucking argument to keep it illegal. That's going to be the biggest fucking argument, and they just handed them the weapon they needed to continue fighting. Half the country is legal right now. Half the country is recreational. Most of the country's medical. And now we have shit like this. But what type of precedent are you setting? It's already, and ladies, you know damn well, I am always on y'all's side. Always on y'all's side. This is one of those times, you hear everybody talk about white privilege. Let's talk about feminine privilege for a second. Because if you raise your hand to her, you're going to jail. If you raise your voice to her and someone else hears it, that is now considered domestic. You're being removed. She gets a wild hair up her ass and says, my mental health's a little off and I'm on my period. Your ass can come up missing and they ain't gonna do shit. Sadie could decide one day that she just gonna pull, because my wife does have mental health issues, severe mental health issues. She could look at me one day and go, you know what? Where's that bowl at? Your ass is gone. And she gonna grab a bowl real quick, hit it, and I'm gonna end up on the fucking 10 o'clock news. Just know, I love my life. I didn't do it to myself. But you're basically telling people that if they go and smoke cannabis, or just claim that they're having mood swings, hot flashes, which I understand, hormonal imbalances and shit, that all falls in line with the mental health shit. Like, I fucking get it. But where does that line get drawn? Because if it was a man, it would not matter if it was mental health issues. If it was if the roles were reversed, and that man said that he was possessed by the devil, he would still sit in prison for taking a life. This woman has got off almost, if not scot-free. And she did some, that's damn near masochistic shit. That's sadistic. Like, you would be considered a very fucked up individual sitting in the bing bing if you said that you your old lady 108 times. Somebody's gonna get your ass because you done tripped. It's setting a dangerous precedent, but I am so tired of them. You keep hearing about cannabis-induced psychosis. Yet anytime you look it up, how much research do you see? None. So I'd like them to at least show their work. Because this judge, I honestly feel like if the roles would have been reversed, it would not have mattered if that man smoked weed, had just lost his Grammy. Wouldn't have mattered if his dog had just gotten hit right in front of him and he was John Wicking people because of it. It wouldn't have fucking mattered. He's going to prison.
I've seen PTSD victims get treated worse.
Right. You have men and women who have served overseas or in the fucking armed forces that have a complete PTSD psychotic breakdown. They get and they have every reason and right in the world to lose their minds at certain times, especially when certain things trigger and set it off.
And usually they don't even think about hurting somebody else's.
Right, themselves. This woman just tripped out, took somebody away from their family, and their family gets absolutely no justice. Well, I mean, we gave her felony probation. Isn't that enough? He made her smoke the bud. How did he make her smoke the bud? He bullied her into smoking it. That sounds so much like a child saying, but you made me do it. The fuck out of here. D-Mac, what up? There's 3 sets of laws. 1, woman gets an easier sentence. 2, rich, they get a fine. 3, working poor, you get held to the letter. No, abso-fucking-lutely. And that's the problem that I have with society nowadays, is you're literally showing that certain classes of people can do whatever the fuck they want to do. If they've got money, social stature, and a vagina, y'all can get away with a lot of shit. If you are white, a male, and have money, you can get away with a lot of shit. Everybody else, you're fucked. I don't like it. And there's other cases that are like this. So I kind of want to start taking a weekly deep dive into, so if you guys have any other true crime series that have to do with cannabis or Giggle Bush related, I need you to send them to me, send them to the Discord, email, wherever you want to send it to. Make sure it gets in front of me because I want to research it. Because just the sheer schematics on doing this 108 times, again, not to be gross, but that's why I always bring back, when, you know what I mean, that time comes around in every young man's life, you got a switch hit because you can only do this for so fucking long before your muscles literally start to tense up and they cramp. You can't move them. So to sit there and continue making this motion and this motion, anyone that has ever, mechanics, if you've had to work with your hands over your head, tightening down bolts and shit, you get about this much for about 5 minutes. It's mind over matter. You are literally fucking torturing yourself trying to get the last bit of that bolt tightened together. Do you realize how long and how much effort it would have taken for 108 puncture wounds? 3 different, that means one either got taken off her or she dropped it and reached for another one. At that point in time, you knew exactly, I don't care how psychotic you were feeling, you knew well enough to go grab another to finish the mission. Oh, wait, drop that one. Let's go get another and finish the mission. All we're doing is setting cannabis back with this one. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Now, some concentrates are very strong, but I still would contribute that to psychosis. But no, see, exactly. You can get into the 90%, 99% THC terpene profiles. Problem is, most people, and I mean most, when they smoke, physical altercation is the last thing you want to do. Now, it's not saying, again, that some people's not wired differently. I understand that. But when you are that stoned, what's the biggest thing with as far as the stigma with stoners? We're lazy. We smoke, we want to sit down, eat, whatever, you giggle, you talk about dumb shit. Your brain is not on harming people. Alcohol? Maybe. Other medications? Maybe. Certain things like Zoloft, if they're on any type of antidepressants, like homicidal and suicidal tendencies, is literally in the side effects of that. But I feel like we're going to go ahead and jump over the fact she was probably on at least one of those medications, just considering it's fucking California, and most women are on some form of mood stabilizer, antidepressant med, sleep med, something. Ambien is considered non-narcotic. People have burnt their house down. People have burnt other people's houses down while asleep. Sleepwalking out of their house down highways and shit with cars coming by and beeping and don't wake up. Now that I could fucking see. Show me where cannabis by itself, alone, no adulterants, no other outside. Show me where cannabis puts that type of mind frame or mindset into anyone. It's not a depressant. Alcohol, you drink, you start getting in your feelings. You can go from the happiest person in the world to fucking white girl wasted and crying 3.4 seconds. So I would give you that one. Show me where anybody, I don't care male or female, that smokes, that wants to do that type of strenuous activity after smoking. I just don't see it. Corey, what up? 3 weapons. What if she had help and the help was a certain stature? What if that's why she only got probation? Well, see, and that's something else that I have thought it as well, is that there was somebody else on the other side of the law helping this one. You can't overdose on alcohol. No, absolutely. You can overdose on alcohol, on other medications. You can overdose on Tylenol. They only speculate that you can overdose on cannabis at certain very, very high levels. But the problem is, before you would be able to consume that much, you would almost have to be eating it, because smoking-wise, you only get 40% of the THC anyhow, even in the highest fucking forms. Highest potencies with dabs, you're going to fall asleep before you go into a psychotic state. That's just how that shit works. That's pure THC. So we're going to talk edible-wise. You have to consume your body weight, like I think it's like 30 times your body weight or some shit within an hour. You would get a stomach ache, throw up, and pass out just from like diabetes before you would actually have any type of like that negative physical issues, side effects from cannabis. It just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. We have tried. I have watched people in our circle and in other circles that have eaten 12,000 milligrams and still functioned. Like, I want to see the actual research, and I don't care what these credible witnesses, these expert witness testimonies, I don't care what type of doctorate they have, regardless, that is all still opinion. We assume, because cannabis is a mind-altering substance, that if someone had an underlying mental health issue, that or like schizophrenia or something, that it could exacerbate that. We assume. There is no ironclad proof of any of that. So what they did was they took a doctor's word on, well, I mean, it might have, said, okay, well, she had no clear reason to do it, and said, okay, well, I mean, obviously she was psychotic. We had to tase her a couple times. Like, man, maybe. What if she was nuts to begin with? Everybody, you know what I mean? She was misdiagnosed, mistreated. I feel like a lot of that would have, like, you know what I mean, past trauma, a lot of that might have been like the deciding and key factor, but we're going to hold on to the fact that she just didn't know what she was doing because she was smoking. That's like those fucking goggles that they give you when they have the DUI goggles, and they have the OVI goggles for cannabis, which is nothing close to what it looks like when you're stoned. Like, first and foremost, it is nothing close to what it looks like when you're stoned. Like, you're not seeing fucking 6 of people. It ain't all blurry like that. They literally took the DUI goggles and put a cannabis leaf on the outside of it. Does it slow your motor functions down? Yes. Which is the other side of this I'd like to bring out. That is the reason you're not allowed to smoke and drive, because it inhibits your ability to move quickly. It inhibits motor function and motor skills. So you're telling me you believe that it could enhance your motor skills enough to go into a psychotic fit or rage enough to poke somebody 108 times, but you couldn't handle a car at relative in-town speeds safely? Like, so you believe the one but not the other. One's just far-fetched. No, there's no way you could possibly drive safely. But we fully believe that you could go and harm somebody to this degree with that level of physical intensity. And see, that doesn't match up to me. Because, I mean, you assume the motor functions would take a whole lot more to fight a grown man to continue poking him. You have to assume that man's trying to at least fight back and swing back. That's a grown man. If you look at the videos of this lady in court, she's not a big woman. She might be about maybe a little bit bigger than you, maybe a little bit bigger than Sadie. This dude was like a little bit smaller than me, that she harmed. So you're telling me she was physically capable enough to fight this man off, fend him off, get 3 different fucking knives, poke him with all 3 of them several times, still fight off the cops. But you're telling me that you don't possibly believe that people's motor skills would be okay enough to still control themselves while stoned. That doesn't even make sense. Your argument is collapsing on itself. God, that shit's frustrating. Let me see here. To me, it's about being responsible. Absolutely. I've seen that much THC consumption. Billy Blaze, 23 grams. No, exactly. Exactly. Ron Bass has I think he has the record for eating edibles. It was like 12,000 milligrams of regular THC and still climbed down off of a fucking, like, tower thing they were up on throwing shit off of. Like, still fully functioned. So you're telling me that, again, people can't possibly control their motor skills after, you know what I mean, certain levels of cannabis, but you fully believe that they could go and do that much damage and harm somebody to that degree and still be well within control of their body to continue to harm people like that. That's not out. That ain't far fetched. But like, we need to relook at these DUI laws. I'm just saying.
Cheers from Germany. That's kind of sweet.
Who said that?
The Parzival on the bottom.
Hey, cheers from Germany. What's up? That's awesome. That's dope. Edibles are cool for me. I quit smoking. It made me annoyed. I stopped whiskey because I get too wild and dumb, so I drink beer. Got to know your body and responsible also. No, and see, and that's, I don't drink because I self-compress too many things. And I drank for a very long time. I know what levels I can drink at, and I just make stupid decisions. Not to mention, drinking's a gateway drug for me. Nothing's a bad idea when I'm drinking. Like, literally, it's not hard to talk me into literally anything. As long as you say the words, I dare you and pussy, consider it done. That's pretty much all it takes for me. So that's why I don't drink. Soon as somebody looks at me and says, you're a pussy, you ain't doing it. Watch me. Doesn't really matter what it is. We could be fighting grizzly bears, wrestling alligators, playing in traffic.
So get you drunk to record Jackass videos. Got it.
I mean, yeah. But as everybody has seen, it takes like some hella social stature to get me to drink. Let's see here. Lenny said, I'll beat that record. Lenny, I'll set it up, dude, because I got one other person that said they would try to beat that. Two other people, actually. We're setting it up, dude. We're setting it up. 2 smoking Trump girls, and I'll shave my head.
Why are you seeing some of these?
Hey, listen. I'd be down to watch somebody shave their head. Listen, Lenny, we're going to get it set up. I'm on a lot right now. How do you make it formal? Hey, I will set it up. Mercedes McPherson, what's up? We will get it set up to where we're all in the same room, where there's video proof for the YouTube. Let's get it. I like it. Lenny, my G. Jason, what's up, Bob? Glad you made it. He said, I'll video it. I'll do the last one. Yes. When I get all moved, I'll post pictures in the Discord for y'all to see. Hell yeah. I can eat a shitload of edibles, cool as a fan, smoke one, annoyed whiskey, and drink beer all night, and I'm cool. See, my problem was I enjoyed the taste of beer. I just couldn't stop myself. I had a rule. DTG, drink till it's gone. That was bad. That was 13 years of a long ass fucking time. I'm good. Link, please. We'll figure that out. Lenny says he's game. We're setting it up. We Should Hero event. Yes. We will make a whole event out of this because I know that Bob Woodson actually said that he would want that he would try to beat that record too. And he's somebody that I know eats a shit load of fucking edibles. I watched that man eat like 5,000 milligrams like right in front of me. He don't give a shit. He just blip, 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 and then like does everything he needs to do. Fully functioning. He said it gives him energy. I'm like, I eat a half of that, I'm going to die. Just saying. People just have to figure out what is or isn't for them. No, absolutely. And that's why we push responsible Giggle Bush use across the board. Yes, we like to have fun. Yes, we push all the big smoking and shit and like going to the smoking events. But regardless, responsible Giggle Bush use is a must. And that's why we push as far as letting people know what the laws are, explaining how to use certain products, what certain products are, so people can better find what suits them in the cannabis realm, because the hemp plant is vast. It is an amazing fucking medicine that was put here, that you have the CBD side of it that has absolutely no loss of cognitive function, like it's non-psychoactive and then on the way out. What are we setting up? We're trying to set up an event to get 2 people here in this live to see if they can beat either Billy Blaze's 23-gram dab or to beat Ron Bass's 12,000 milligram Eddie run. But we got to find out how long he had to stay coherent after for it to count. So I've got to do a little bit of research. We're setting this up. I can eat mega edibles. We gonna figure it out. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Sorry. One day I'll grow up.
I tried to say it as quiet as possible. Katie was like, what?
Yeah, it's not funny.
I like it. As long as I start moving, I get a lot done. See, with edibles, I'm going to sleep. And brother, being responsible, like, I'm like your buddy, can eat a ton and love it. But at least 28 made me annoyed, so edibles were good. No, let's, and honestly, or both at once. Hey, if you want to do, if there is somebody that thinks if you think you can do 23-gram dab and eat 12,000 milligrams, listen, 23 grams of dabs would like venture into like the acid realm. That shit's, you're gonna trip your balls off, because yes, you can trip on cannabis. It's not the same as like acid or like mushrooms, but it's almost like a psychedelic experience, from what I've been
We're gonna have
told.
to start a fundraiser for this.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be expensive. So we're definitely gonna be doing a few raffles. Like, we have to pitch in on this, because naturally I can't provide all this. But we're gonna find a way to set this event up, because I would love to see this. Not to mention, I know Dank has been like chomping at the bit to take on a 23-gram challenge. He's been wanting to forever. I'm interested and willing to set it up. We're going to figure this out. Watch. Who's taking the bets? Listen, we will definitely get somebody on the outside of this to take off the bets. That way we got it all set down. Like, this is happening. We will set up an entire event for this. I need this to happen now. Now I'm excited. But I also want to do that to kind of prove a point. I want to know what the dose of Giggle Bush would have to be to cause someone to have a schizophrenic or like a psychotic break. Because I don't see anywhere in the fucking country that has provided that much Giggle Bush and that much research that they can definitively say this person is no longer on the earth because of a plant that they were sitting there and they owned. According to her, she only hit it once. She hit it one time. First off, how strong was that Giggle Bush? Because I have smoked some ooh-wee. And I'm telling you, I ain't ever wanted to hurt nobody because of it. Now, granted, that's just me. Maybe I don't have that underlying health problem. I don't have that underlying mental health issue. But that doesn't change the fact that you cannot hit Giggle Bush one time and then say, yep, I got murder on my mind. I got murder on my mind. No, it just doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. I'm so drunk tonight. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. Just make sure you're being safe. You Germans drink a lot, don't you? I like it. Next time I'm there, Matt, I'll do the edible challenge. All right, that's a lot of edibles. Invite me on the stream and I'll shave my head clean. We'd have to have you on Discord to do that, and we're not set up to do that tonight. So we can set it up, though. If next night you decide to get drunk, we'll have you come on and get thrown through the Discord when we start the live, so that way you're already on screen with us and we can get there.
I like this guy.
If this was on Facebook or anywhere else, we could send an invite, but YouTube doesn't let us do that. You've got to do it through Discord, pull the screen over, and you have to do it when you're setting the live up. We've already had that problem before. Brandon Cameron, what up, bub? Sorry I'm late tonight, because listen, I get it, Bubba. I'm down smoking is rough on my lungs nowadays. I guarantee it. Smoking's rough on everybody's lungs nowadays. Give me a second.
Wait 1 minute.
Ooh, that is rough. That's why I've been trying not to smoke as much, because my lungs is frigged up thanks to this goddamn cold. And again, whoever got me sick, I'm going to figure it out. Because everybody else got sick like a day after the fucking event for calligraphy like last weekend. I was days later that it decided it was going to kick in and kick me in the nuts. And I don't ever get sick, so when I get sick, I get sick. The brain fog, like I've been keeping clean. I've been Lysoling and disinfecting. I've been keeping my distance. I ain't been sharing with nobody. Like I ain't been smoking with nobody. Trying to do my part. The only thing I haven't done is wear a mask, but I also ain't close enough to nobody that I feel a mask's going to save nothing. Not to mention, I don't want to wear one. Sorry. I don't work in a public enough place. Everybody comes in and sees me one at a time. We've got some distance. You know what I mean? Hand sanitizer, I've killed 2 whole bottles of that in the past couple days. My hands are so dry from hand sanitizer, it is unreal. I could probably go sand down these studs here. No problem. Just the palm. That sounded terrible.
Yeah.
That sounded horrible. Sand down some studs barehanded. Yes.
You're going to leave now?
Huh?
I think me and Katie are going to leave now.
Oh, Jesus. Anyhow, I also want to bring people up into the... So for one time in my life, 3 inches has really been a fucking problem. Decided that we were going to put the Yee tires on the Suburban. Switching gears a little bit. Like, this is probably the first time in my life that 3 inches is finally a fucking issue. Now it's a problem. Now 3 inches is too much. It's cost me so much fucking money, time, and headache trying to get these goddamn tires on this thing, and just all I wanted to do was be able to turn my wheel without it rubbing off the fucking fender. Instead, I guess if I would have just, went with my first inclination and just cut it out like I was going to, but no. I looked at Patrick, was like, you know what? Let's take it up. It's only 3 inches. What could it hurt? That's what she said. Boy, oh boy, can 3 inches really do some fucking damage. To your wallet, to your mental health. Probably the only time in my life that I could say 3 inches is really a pain in my ass right now. And I meant it how I said it. Poor Patrick's been out there fighting with that 3 inches for days.
It's a harder fight than getting the 3 inches past the Carhartt.
Bro, fighting to get 3 inches out of Carhartts would have probably been the most preferable fucking fight I could have had. Instead, we're trying to fit 3 inches where it just don't go. You just can't. You think you can do these things, Nemo, but you just can't. And I found out the hard way. All I wanted was I wanted to get my yee on. That was it. That's it. Just wanted to get my yee on. And now I'm out there like, oh no, because this was the first. Like I walked in the other day and looked at Sadie and was like, is this how it feels? She said, what? To get fucked by 3 inches constantly and be really dishappy about it. To really hate yourself after.
Did she give you an answer?
She just looked at me and said, I hate you. Like, she's like, you're fucked up. Like, is this what it feels like to get fucked by 3 inches and it really costs you some, like my mental health, money? Like, right now, my Suburban's a prostitute. It is fucking the shit out of me and draining my bank account. I said what I said. Just bend over and take it up the tailpipe. But hopefully, all that's over tonight. Just go get an alignment with that 3 inches and we good. But we got Patrick out there. My man's out there in a tank top right now. Like, it ain't cold. You can see your breath. And my man's out there in a tank top, pair of shorts. Thugging it out like he has been for the last 3 days. I bet he looked like a wet St. Bernard when he walked in that house the other night. It was pouring down rain. My man was soaked to the bone out there fiddling with that. And I was just like, what more can we do with 3 inches? He's like, it can cost you a whole lot more money if we don't fix this problem. That's what she said.
Thanks.
So for once, I feel kind of good about myself because you could do some hella damage with 3 inches. especially to the front end. We can't even touch the back end yet. Let's see here. Even the little engine could. Listen, it's a real medical condition. Not the size that counts. No, it's how thick that 3 inches is and where you're trying to put it, apparently. That's weird. Barely 2 inches, you bend the wheel and hear the crunch. Animal Mary J are definitely beneficial. Way better than a pill. No, absolutely. I am one of those people that I was addicted to pain pills. I was addicted to prescription pain medications for years. There is no physical need that you need for cannabis. There is no physical dependency that is built for cannabis. You can build a habit, yeah, but it's not gonna stop your day. It ain't gonna stop your world from spinning, and it damn sure isn't gonna cause you to hurt somebody. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. You got a mechanic on tap, yet you failed to call for help. No, I did call mechanic number 1. I need to talk to you because I need an alignment and some other shit, but I don't know where you live. Don't even get me started, Matt. He got so lost in his work, he almost got in trouble. He didn't check in with the old lady. But I called. I was like, I am so sorry. Like, this is 1,000% my fault. If you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at me. She's like, no, all he had to do was text. Listen, it's pissing down rain. He didn't even think of. I was like, he's like, man, my phone's gonna die. It's on 1%, but I want to show you the work I've got done. And it's like, you are sitting right outside of a vehicle that the owner has an iPhone too. So does his wife. So do like 2 of his 3 kids. And I've got an Android too, which means there's a charger for every fucking type of iPhone and every type of Android right in the console of the car you're working on. You could just you could have solved that problem. He's like, I didn't think about it. But then again, if I was working in Portland, I mean, it was pissing down rain. I wouldn't have really thought about it either. I wouldn't have touched my phone because I'm too afraid to get my phone wet.
And from personal experience, mechanics makes you just lose thought of everything else.
And then I also found out that your iPhone, most of them are waterproof now. So who dropped the ball and not telling me that one? I was sitting there watching random TikToks, and these people were just out of the case iPhones, putting them underwater, popping balloons, taking pictures. What type of warranty you got on that fucking phone? They're like, oh, they don't need them. They're waterproof. So all the times of me standing outside trying to smoke, trying to keep my phone shielded from the fucking rain, and I didn't have to, it would just be fine. Way to go. Everyone who's told me for the last couple years, get an iPhone. You couldn't have hooked the brother up and at least told me? No? Cool. Exactly, it's mental. You don't withdraw from cannabis. No, you do not. Let's see here, Vicky. Please tell me I'm not the only one that took that the wrong way. Probably not. That was that was the hope, because now I'm going to go after the live, take that, clip that little section. That's going to TikTok. If I don't just recreate it entirely. Jerk fixed mine when I was younger. When I heard the crunch. Man, you just got an iPhone yesterday. I've had my iPhone for a couple months now. You ain't been blue that long. I've been blue long enough somebody could have told me I didn't have to worry about it getting wet. Never trusted water on it. No, see, and I still don't. Absolutely. Sadly, I do all my repairs. Hate myself for learning that trade. Yeah, see? That's because when you know how to do mechanics, you're the guy that everybody calls when my vehicle's making a clunking sound. Oh, really? You should hear some of the descriptions I give him. You should hear them. You think the way I talk... Imagine when I'm fucked off and flustered and I'm trying to describe the weird little bird-sounding chirp that I'm hearing because I'm being overly fucking paranoid. I keep hearing a bird chirping. He said, what? I was like, I hear a fucking bird chirping and the brakes is grinding. He said, you hear a bird chirping. Is it from the front or the back? I don't fucking know. I just hear the chirp, 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 chirp. He said, is that what it actually sounds like? Close enough. Anytime I get close to the median, I hear it. So, I mean, it's got to be on that side somewhere. Or at least the echo of, I don't know, solve for X. I wish there was an OBD2 scanner you could plug into it to tell you what was wrong on the outside of the car. Ooh. Bodywork chirps in Bel Air is the spot. Might have to see them here soon. Might have to see them here soon. But I do touch it with wet hands and bring it in the shower and change songs. See, I won't even do that. I am so... If you take my cases off my phones, this one here I've had since income taxes 2 years ago. You would never know. Now, my cases get beat to shit. But you take my... it might be some dust from the inside where it just gets in through like the little bezel, but that's it. Like, my shit is very well taken care of. I've always been able to resell or trade my phones. That I don't download games to them and shit. I don't do none of that. I think I've got like I said, I got Pool on one of them. Other than that, my memory on my phone is solely for videos and pictures and streaming. Yeah, Bootsy today. He said, you said, what are you saying? I said, pool. He said, it's pool. I said, pool. He said, it's pool. I was like, Ninja, I said pool. Like, we're saying the same thing. He said, no, it's two different words. The two O's and the one U, like, it's the same thing. Pool. Pool. He's like, so he asked Plug, and Plug's, of course, Plug. Can you say it in a sentence? This is a fucking spelling bee? You know what the origin of the word 2-O? We're at it? Pool, motherfucker, pool. Like, can you pull the door open? Can we go swimming in the pool? Can we go shoot some pool? All of it is fucking pool. And because it's spelled different, to him it sounds different. I'm like, no, you're just putting emphasis in every time because you're trying to specify that it's two separate words. That is the emphasis you're putting on it. Other than that, it's just pool. Period. Just pick which spelling you want to use for it. Like, all the spelling does is tell you which part of the sentence, you know what I mean? Like where it's going to lie in the sentence. Like, it'll let you know the direction you're heading. Is we going water with wet? We going to the bar scene, shooting pool? We opening doors? What are we doing here? We pulling something down? Like, it'll let you know the direction you're about to go after that word. Other than that, it's the same fucking word. But this man steady tried to convince me that pool, and pool are different words. It's not waterproof when you drop them in the toilet. I take my iPhone to the shower so I can watch porn. Hey, listen, hold on. But that's not a bad idea because then you don't have the socks that'll stand up underneath your bed. Those ones that'll hold themselves up. The ones you could add and store screws and shit in them. You're already in the shower, fire them knuckle children right down the drain. That become a kiddie water slide. You know what I mean? Like, that's genius. And they actually make the little holders that you could just kind of mount it to the little wall, kick the fucking shower head down a little bit so that it ain't getting no little squirts up there because she ain't getting water on my shit. But that's ingenious. I'm about to make me a whole little fucking mega theater in my fucking shower. Sadie's gonna walk in tomorrow and have Dolby Digital surround sound and Oculus set up. What are you doing? Playing football! Mind your business. Mama Sparks, have a good night, darling. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. I missed you guys and hadn't had a chance to come down and hang out at Alive for a minute. We are going to be doing a lot more topics. If you guys have any true crimes that are cannabis related, I need you guys to drop them to me. Send them to my email, my Facebook, wherever you do follow me. If it's on TikTok, wherever. Make sure I know that they're there because I want to go through them, find some more cases to prove that this is just reefer madness bullshit that they are trying to perpetuate with absolute no facts. They are trying to scare the people that are still on the fence whether they would want legalization or not, and I believe it's a scare tactic. That's why these types of cases make it to the mainstream media. It's because it's so outlandish that people are going to see it, and I feel like that's why they went the way it did. But the federal government has been pushing and making a lot of comments on full legalization and having it rescheduled. And there's a lot of special interest groups that would hate to see that happen, i.e. Big Pharma. Like, there's a lot of places that would stand to lose a lot of money when actual legalization gets here. So I feel like that's why cases like these make it into the mainstream media, because then you still have your people that are on the fence that are, see, I told you it can make you go crazy. See, I told you it's bad. Don't believe the hype. Love you guys so fucking much. Thank you guys for coming. If you guys can, back out, hit that like button. I also need you to hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you don't miss any notifications. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next Friday. Love, peace, chicken grease. Hit the rock. Don't smoke it. Drive safe. Wear condoms.